Welcome to Gold Derby. I'm senior editor Denton Davidson here with Lewis from the Challenge USA, who was sent home in the arena by Chris on Sunday night's episode. Lewis, the blue and red teams have joined forces at this point to target the green team, and the blue team even threw the challenge to make sure red would win and come after you. What was it like watching that all play out in real time when you were there? And were you expecting to be targeted again for a second time?
Yeah, we knew since week one, since episode one, we knew that that was their plan. They're coming after us, and that honestly, we had the best team. The women on our team were the reason why we were so good. Dusty and Michaela, those girls are badasses, and that was the only way that they would have won was to team up on us. So on that specific challenge, on this week's episode, we saw the whispers happening. And
Yeah.
it's crazy, Denton, how everything worked out so perfectly in their favor because you needed all the stars to align. You needed blue and green to go last because if red and green went last, then we will both be focused on putting the tokens on, not playing defense, right? So you needed blue and green to go last. You needed somebody like Tori and Bananas to go last as well. They were originally going to go second or third, I heard. And then Chris said, "Hey, Tori and Bananas, you guys should go last just in case anything happens." And something did happen, right? So if it was somebody else, like on our side of the alliance, like a Big Brother Alliance player, that wouldn't have happened. And to make it a double elimination day really sucked because it just worked out so perfectly in their favor. And at the end, yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy. Like when you see the trucks pull away and Bananas just throws his tokens in the air, his coins, and it looks something out of Mario Kart when you get hit by like a red shell and your coins go everywhere. It was tokens everywhere. I'm just like, this guy's just playing defense. Um,
Bananas
and
always has to be the showboat
but
a little bit.
this is why the show is so popular because that man knows what he's doing and he's great even behind the scenes. He's really good with camera work and he's like, hey, look, you just started this conversation, the camera just walked into the room, can you start the conversation again? So he's such a good showmanship. He's so good with helping out production make a great product. And I commend him for what he did. He's great television. He's a badass at what he does. And look, he saved himself, and I got put into elimination and lost. So it worked out for him.
Had you watched the challenge a lot before? Like I'm a couple years older than you, but I sort of grew up on the real world and seeing those early challenges and how it evolved. How much had you seen before you actually became part of the competition?
I saw those early challenges too, early days. I'm talking about the Big Easy days, a lot of teams and stuff like that. Obviously, West CT Bananas were in there. That's I want to say because I graduated high school in 2005, and I was watching the challenge after that. And what's funny is, so me and Josh Martinez, we both live in Miami, right? And he came to my Amazing Race finale party. This is obviously way before when I did the season, and I met him and stuff. And I'm like, "Hey, you won Big Brother? That's really cool. What do you do now for work?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm on the challenge." And I'm like, "Holy shit, that show's still going on. I haven't watched it for years because I used to watch it for a bunch of seasons back in the day. I haven't watched it for years." So he was the first person to tell me, like, man, like, and then I started looking into it, man. And I'm like, all these players, they're still doing it. And I found out a few years ago they were still doing it. So I started watching it again and I got invited onto the show.
So he showed up to your party and he still didn't have your back.
It's a long story of me and Josh.
Oh man.
We are, yeah, yeah. You want me to get into that?
I mean, maybe a little bit. We're short
Okay,
on time. Give me the abbreviated version.
sure. We're both from Miami. We met a few times. We're not the best of friends, right? But we were really cool. I really admired how humble he was. We when I got into the show, I told him, "Hey, I'm ready to work with you." I thought he was going to work with me. He didn't help me out the first week that I was in elimination. I was hoping for some girl votes instead of guy votes. He didn't do that. He never spoke game with me. I picked the other side of the house. I picked going against him. He didn't like that. I'm not sure. I don't understand why he doesn't understand that. And that's what happened.
Okay. Well, the first time you got nominated to go in, luck was on your side. The hopper spit out a girl's name and you didn't have to go in at all. This time you knew you were going in because it was a double elimination.
Yeah.
And Chris gets spit out. He's a big guy. What were you
Yeah.
thinking? This is a tug of war competition. And then how long were you guys just wrestling it out? Because it looked pretty brutal.
Yeah. So when I saw it was a pole wrestle, there was two things coming into the season that I did not want to see. I did not want to see a pole wrestle or a hall brawl. Those two things are, can I do good? Can I win? Absolutely. But if you have a size advantage on me, it's going to be very difficult for me to win. Um, Something like a balls in, even I would rather see because that's more speed and agility. So I wasn't excited, and I know how big Chris is, and he outweighs me by about 25 pounds, and he's like good 3-4 inches taller than me. Uh, the elimination itself was actually a 3-round elimination. It
Oh,
actually went 3 rounds. It went really long. It was really tough, and it was best of 3. And I got the first point actually, and I'm sad they didn't show that. I'm really sad they didn't show that. But the first point, the ring was hanging in the middle, and we had to run to the center, grab it, and then start the pole wrestle. Since I have some speed, I got to the middle before him. I grabbed it. I did like a little spin move. He bounced off me, and that's how I got the first point right away. And then the last 2 rounds, it started from the middle.
okay.
I'm so disappointed they didn't show the whole match. I have no idea why they wouldn't do that. It was. Say it again. I'm sorry.
Didn't get your props.
I mean, yeah, I got some props, but I feel like I would have gotten more, props if they would have shown all 3 rounds. And I'm very disappointed they didn't show that. I was heartbroken, because it was hell of a fight. It was a better match than what they showed on TV, but they didn't show it.
After you, Desi went in and she was also on your team, and then she had to go against Amanda, who was also on your team. They were really going after Green. When Desi won, she defected and
Yeah.
went to the blue team. Have you thought about what you would have done in that instance? Like, do you think you would have defected or stayed?
I would have definitely defected, I feel like. So my two options were red and blue, right? So red put me in. So maybe it's a good idea for me to go to red to defend myself just in case they win again. But that team is so dysfunctional. That team, they call themselves Team Red Flags for a reason, right? And to I don't think I would have gone there. The blue team, they haven't lost a player. They're squatted. They got some strong dudes. So I think on top of that, Alyssa S got switched for Desi. I think I would have gone. I'm sorry, I just had some Red Bull. I think I would have gone to the blue team.
How big of an adjustment was this for you to go from the Amazing Race to something that's so political? You come in, only Dusty's been on the Amazing Race. Also, didn't do great for you in that deliberation on the red team. He didn't do you a lot of favors by voting for Monty.
Yeah.
Uh, so, what was it like coming in as only one of two Amazing Racers? And then also watching that play out on TV because you didn't get to see that deliberation. What was it like watching that team just go crazy in that delivery?
Yeah. So I knew this game is all about connections, right? And it's all about politicking. So before I came in here, I knew that it was going to be an uphill battle getting far in this game, especially with only two amazing racers. Uh, the secret voting, man. The secret voting was something so hard for me because that's something that we don't do on Amazing Race. You do that on Big Brother, you do that on Survivor, and they've done that on some challenge seasons, right? So they're all used to that. Me, that's a tough game for me. That game, I love watching it on TV. I respect the people that play it, but I don't want to play that game. I never signed up for that game. The tenacity you need just to, it's so tough because the whispers and the lying to people's faces, and it's hard for me to play that. So I didn't enjoy that. And then watching the deliberation of the red team, I knew what happened before I saw it on TV because Chanel told me. And to believe it or not, after my name was called, me and Dusty were sitting in the kitchen, and I asked him, Dusty, what happened? And he's like, Leg, I tried to protect you. And then Chanel was sitting across the table, and she goes, that's bullshit. Dusty, that's bullshit. You could have saved him. And she grilled him. And so I'm just like thinking, what happened here? Man, Dusty was my number one guy in here, and I would have had his back for anything. Like I had his back. Had his back the whole time. And basically, he didn't have mine. He decided to go a different direction, and I went another direction. But he never communicated that with me, and he played the game. He wanted to go with a side that he thought was better for his game, and that's the vet side. And what else can I say about that?
Yeah, Chanel's been a surprise for me this season. I
She's
like
great.
like what she's doing in the game. She's been fun. Well, listen, I was a fan of you on The Amazing Race.
Thank
So
you.
positive energy all the
Thanks,
time,
man.
every leg of the
Yeah.
race. So sorry to see you leave this competition so early. But pleasure to speak with you today on Gold Derby, and hopefully we'll chat again soon. For
All right. Thanks, Denton. You're great, man. Thanks. Appreciate it.
would you go back to the challenge?
Like I said, that secret voting stuff was so hard for me. I did not enjoy that. But if the challenge calls again, I'm not gonna say no.
Or
I'm
maybe
not gonna say no.
Amazing Race All Stars might be.
But yeah, I think I'll save my vacation time at work for that.
Well, thanks, Luis. It was good to talk to you.
Thanks, Denton. Appreciate it. Take care.